Welcome to Songwriter Spotlight, where we shine the spotlight on area singer-songwriters. Brought to you by the West Tennessee Delta Heritage Center right here in Brownsville, Tennessee, home of the Tina Turner Museum, the Sleepy John Estes Home, as well as the West Tennessee Music Museum. Tonight, our special guest is Mike Dragus, a singer-songwriter from Memphis who is a great storyteller. Mike, it's so nice to have you here with us. Thank you for coming to Brownsville this evening. Let's start with where your music journey began.
Thanks, Sonia. It's great to be here. Well, I've been playing since about 16 years old. It's kind of funny. My parents bought me this real cheap guitar from a Army surplus, and again, it's funny. The strings were so far off the fret. Not only could you play guitar with it, but you could like shred cheese. It was really great for salads and so forth. But I played for a little while, got discouraged, put it up in my closet, and started playing baseball as a young man. Until one day I heard this song by Blind Faith and Stevie Winwood called "Can't Find My Way Home," and pulled my guitar down and said, man, I want to learn to play a song like that. And I never stopped after that. I kept learning and playing. And it's interesting, Sonia, I bought a Beatle book. Of course, you know, in the 60s, the Beatles were big. And I bought a Beatle book. It was complete Beatles. It had every song that the Beatles had done up to that point, and the chord charts and everything. So I actually learned to play with the Beatles songs, and that's I taught myself. I have to admit, I had 3 lessons, but they didn't take, like, it wasn't what I thought it was, and I did better just on my own.
When did you start writing your own music?
That's funny. I wrote a little bit as I got older. Nothing in the early days. You know, I didn't ever think about sitting down and writing my own songs, but and everybody's been in bands. You know, we were all in bands as we were going up, and I wrote a little then. I didn't think much about it. You know, I just wrote a song and we would play that song, and never thought about the idea of recording the song or doing anything with it. But as I got older and when I retired, the idea of writing a song and playing it became kind of special to me and important. And to the point that, you know, I'm 68 years old. I retired when I was 62, and I thought, well, you know, I'm really past my prime when it comes to, and I can say this with a smile, with a laugh, you know, I'm not going to ever be superstar status, and that's okay. But my bucket list goal is to write a song that someone big picks up and makes a hit out of. And I think I can do it. I really think I can do it. I'm just that confident. And I know there are easily probably, I would say thousands, but I'd probably go millions of people that have written songs and have submitted them with that same hope. And that's my hope. I just believe it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
What's the first song you're going to play for us?
Well, it's interesting. It's not the first song I've ever written, but this particular song, we were driving home from Roanoke, Virginia to Memphis. And I was thinking, man, I'm going to see a lot of really beautiful country. And matter of fact, I love traveling in Virginia. It's such a beautiful state. Rolling hills, green mountains, and everything. And I thought, man, this is just going to be the greatest inspiration for me as we're driving. Well, the more we drove, the less inspired I seemed to get. Except that as we were traveling down Interstate 40, I kept seeing this one sign. And every few miles, I would see this one sign. And it stuck. And the sign I saw was, slower traffic, keep right. So I thought I would write a song about a guy who pulls up to a stop sign, and this really cute girl in this really hot car pulls up beside him. He looks over at her. She smiles at him, and now all of a sudden he is taken aback by her. And when the light turns green, she speeds off in front of him, and he's singing "Slower Traffic, Keep Right." I'm just trying to get to this girl so I can meet her, and that's the crux of the song. And I wrote it, and if you don't mind, it goes something like this. Riding around in my truck, she pulled up beside me in a bright red wrecked up 67 Mustang. I was in love. She looked over at me, gave me a smile. She hit the gas, gone in a flash. I started to cry. Slower traffic, keep her right. I got to get to this girl. Who knows, she might be the one for me. I like to give it a whirl. We'll just stay in your lane until I reach my destination. I got this girl in my side. I wanna have her tonight. Slow traffic, keep her right. The traffic here was kinda crazy. Driving slow and being lazy. Clogging up my lane, but the drive me insane as I got in and out. I want another chance to see her, maybe even meet her. But when these cars in my way, makes me just wanna say, slower traffic, keep her right. Slower traffic, keep her right. Slower traffic, keep her right. I got to get to this girl. Well, who knows, you might be the one for me. Like to give it a whirl. We'll just stay in your lane until I reach my destination. I got the girl in the side. I wanna have her tonight. Slower traffic, keep her right. One more time. Slower driving, keep her right. I got to get to this girl. Who knows, you might be the one for me. Like to give it a whirl. We'll just stay in your lane until I reach my destination. I got the girl in the side. I wanna have her tonight. Slower traffic, keep her right. 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 Slower traffic.
Mike, you grew up just outside of Memphis. How does growing up in the Memphis area, in one of the top music cities in the world, affect your music?
Yes. Well, I grew up in West Memphis, Arkansas, and that's where I went to high school, graduated from there, and then went on to college at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville, and finished my education at Memphis State University. Oh, I tell you what, I love Memphis music. I love the blues. I love Beale Street. Back in the 80s, I had the opportunity to work with the Blues Foundation. I was actually on the board of directors with them. I am a big R&B fan. I've been a music lover all my life, and music has just driven me. You know, it's just it's easy as you listen to songs that are played on the radio or wherever, and you can identify with that song as a part of your life somewhere along the line. You know, oh, I remember that song. Oh, this song reminds me of when I was here. This reminds me of when I was here. I love music, and I love the impact that Memphis music has had on me. It's really been great. I love it.
Have you written any songs that particularly talk about things in Memphis, or that you can pinpoint something in Memphis that happened?
You know, it's funny. No, but I have. I've decided that one of my next songs I'm going to write is I want to write about my city. I want to write about Memphis, because you know we get a lot of bad press about things, but you know what? There's bad things going on in every city. No city is by any means perfect, but I love Memphis. I love the city, and you know, there's a lot of good things going on, and there's great people there. And yes, but it's on my agenda. I am going to write a song about Memphis, without a doubt.
How often do you sit down just to write?
Well, it's been pretty dry for the last few months because I've been focused on some other things, my business and so forth. But I just wrote a song the other day, and I'm still working on it. It's still in the preparation stage, but it comes in moods. It comes in spurts. I like to say that I hear a phrase, or I see something that inspires me to write. I wrote a song. Someone posted on Facebook the phrase, there's nothing that mud can't fix. And I thought, wow, that's pretty good. I like that. So I did write a song called Mud Can't Fix. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it today, but just seeing something or hearing something, I was just inspired, and I'm working on a song. I don't even mind saying this, that someone had mentioned to me that, you know, we were talking about the weather for the weekend, and the weather was going to be great for the weekend, and then they said, no rain until Monday. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. No rain till Monday. And I thought about, I'm working on a song right now that's about everything. The weekend is going to be incredible because there's no rain till Monday. And I'm working on that. So if anybody else likes that idea, jump on it, see what you can come up with, and let me know, would you? But and just as your inspiration. But yeah, no rain till Monday. I thought that was pretty clever. The next song I'd like to do kind of segues into that. Someone that I know was having difficulty with a girl. Like, what guy doesn't have difficulty with a girl? And they were, you know, in the early stages of their romance, and he was just troubled and wondering if she was thinking what he was thinking. You know, if they were on the same page, if they were really going to be together, or if they were not. And it did inspire me to write a song that I call "Is She Thinking What I Think?" And if you let me, I'll do it now. And it goes something like this. All day long I sit and pine about a girl that's on my mind. Oh my God, she looks so fine. I could be with her all the time. I wonder if she feels the same. Does she ever speak my name? If I lose her, I'm to blame. About to drive myself insane. I pose this question once again. Is she thinking what I think? Does she wonder what I wonder? going under? Are we on the same page? Or are we on two different tracks? Is she thinking what I think? Does she wonder what I wonder? Is our love meant to last? Every day that passes by, we don't get any closer. Bound to drive me out my mind. She's the one that I'm supposed to. Is she thinking what I think? Does she wonder what I wonder? Does she feel the way I feel? Or is my mind just going under? Are we on the same page? Or are we on two different paths? Is she thinking what I think? Does she wonder what I wonder? Is our love meant to last? Every day that passes by, we don't get any closer. Bound to drive me out my mind. She's the one that I'm supposed to. Is she thinking what I think? Does she wonder what I wonder? Does she feel the way I feel? Or is my mind just going under? Are we on the same page? Or are we on two different paths? Is she thinking what I think? Does she wonder what I wonder? Is our love meant to last? Yeah. Is she thinking what I think? Does she wonder what I wonder? Is our love meant to last? Is she thinking what I think?
So let's talk a little bit about your instrument of choice there. I've been admiring your guitar, and it is not very often that I see people playing a 12 string.
I do have a Fender 6, and I play a Stratocaster 6 string as well, but I always wanted a 12 string guitar, and I bought this Martin, and I've just fallen in love with it. I love it because it gives you such a great tone. It does sound like multiple instruments, and I love the way it sounds. It's a great guitar to play. It's not hard. I love it when people say, well, how hard is it to play a 12 string? And I always tell them it's twice as hard as a 6 string. So
that makes sense, right?
That's right. But I will say one thing about a 12 string guitar is it's like, because of the number of strings, it's like taking your kids to a toy store. You're always going to have one that acts up, and there always seems to be one string that always gets out of tune really quick or gives you a little difficulty when you're performing. But it's a great guitar to play.
You're a sports fan.
I would say that I'm a huge baseball fan, and I have been for years. I have an eBay store, and I've been doing sports memorabilia for about 35 years. Had the opportunity to meet countless Hall of Famers, been border to border and coast to coast. One thing I love to say more than anything is that, and yes, in essence, I'm a stalker. I am a stalker, and I have been thrown out of some of the nicest hotels in America. So, and I'm proud of that. But,
that sounds like a song in the making.
You know, it does. You got to be careful what you say, because everything can be turned into some sort of song about some story. It's a good idea. That's great. I never thought about it, but now I have.
Well, tell us another story about a song you've written.
Wow. Okay. I had a good friend that met a girl at one of the places that I go to, and I mean, he was just struck by her. And he would tell me, we would talk during the week, and he would just tell me that he just can't stop thinking about her, and that it's on her mind, and he looks forward to that one particular night that we go up there, that she's there, that he can see her and just talk to her, though he doesn't really talk to her much after that. But anyway, it kind of inspired me to write a song called I Can't Stop Thinking About You. It goes like this. I walked in and saw you looking so fine. Wishing there was some way I could make you mine. Oh, what can I do? Oh, what can I do? Oh, what can I do? What can I do to stop thinking about you? I finally got the courage that I asked you to dance. Hoping there was some way we could start a romance. Oh, what can I do? Oh, what can I do? Oh, what can I do? What can I do to stop thinking about you? We talked all night and into the dark. Oh, that little girl just turned me on. She said, I'll be right back. I said, don't be long. I can't stop thinking about you, drive me crazy with you lose my way. I wanna be with you every day. I wanna be your man, won't you be my baby? I can't stop thinking about you. Oh, what can I do? Oh, what can I do? Oh, what can I do? What can I do to stop thinking about you? Oh, what can I do? Oh, what can I do? Oh, what can I do? What can I do to stop thinking about you?
Well, I think your friends need to be very careful about what they say around you or what they tell you, because they seem to be inspiring a lot of your music. Let's talk about where people can hear more of your music.
Well, that's probably where I lack the most. I'm still in a recording studio phase where I'm trying to put things together so that songs like you're hearing today can be put on Spotify and Apple and all those kind of things, Facebook. It was interesting when the pandemic hit. About that time, I was really in the early part of 2020. I was really starting to be able to play at different places, thanks to several people. Then when the pandemic hit, it was just like the doors just got slammed shut. And I was just kind of going bonkers trying to figure out what to do. And so I decided that I have a 2-story house with a balcony, and so I decided that I would start playing live from the balcony. and do a Facebook Live show for an hour from the balcony of my house. Thank goodness, state of Mississippi seemed to open up before some of the other states did, and there were several places in Mississippi where I got to go. Cochran, Mississippi, may I mention places? Called Nixon's Kitchen in Cochran. Great place to play. It's just a nice little venue. Hernando, Coldwater, in South Haven, and so it was really good to be able to get out there. I've even been able to, with my band called Dragus and the Drivers, we've played Red Bones in Jackson, and that's been really good for me. And plus, I have recently, as a solo artist, played Fisherdale Marina and Yacht Club for Donna there, and what an awesome place to play. It's great. But thank goodness for that. I think I missed the question.
Yeah, I mean, you said where people can find you on social media.
For right now, I'm on Facebook, and you can check me out there. Facebook, you can go and check out Facebook Live. Mike Dragus Sr., Dragges, pronounced like don't drag us behind. It's the best way I can describe it.
Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Be sure and look up Mike Dragus Sr. on Facebook. Follow him so you can keep up with when he's going live and where he's at in person. And then join us again in 2 weeks for another Songwriter Spotlight. Mike, thank you so much for being here tonight. It has been a pleasure to have you here. We've got time for one more song, so give us a story and a song to play us out on.
I was talking to someone, once again, just someone that said something to me that impressed me, that they had been singing with a group for a long time, and they stopped, and they missed it, but just never got around to doing it anymore. And she made the comment that I have a suitcase, but nowhere to go. And I thought, that was really amazing. And so I wrote this song about a guy that, and I think there's a lot of people like this, that they save up for that big vacation that they want to take one day, but something stops them from being able to do it. And they've got a suitcase, but they don't have anywhere to go because they're kind of locked into what they're doing. And I thought about all these people that lost their jobs with the pandemic, that they had all these plans to do all these great things this summer, and suddenly they couldn't do them now. And suddenly the money that they had been stockpiling, now they just have to use it to live. And so I wrote this song called Suitcase, No Place to Go. And when my CD comes out, which it is coming out pretty soon, this will be the title cut of the CD, and more of an EP than a CD, a 4 or 5 song thing. So be listening for that. It goes like this. I'm not a rich man, but Lord, I've been blessed. Gone through some fires and passed a few tests. Content and happy with little to show. I got a suitcase and no place to go. I got a suitcase and no place to go. Seen places on cable that I like to be. Some beautiful mountains or a port by the sea. Car, train, or airplane, go high or go low. I got a suitcase and no place to go. thinking about leaving, but can't find the time. Tired of working with a little to show. I got a suitcase and no place to